This is a message from the heart of the universe to your big, beautiful heart to help you through whatever this is that's challenging you right now. So come join me for a really unique style pick a card reading that will get to the heart of the matter for you. Hi everyone, welcome. I am Cheryl Harnish. Hi. I'm the author of The Path of the Soul, Divine Guidance, and Return of Spirit Tech. And we are going to be using all three decks in the reading today. And just so you know, all the information on where to get the decks and how to contact me for a personal reading is just below the video in the video description area. The timestamps are down in the first comment. It's pinned to the top of the comments. So you might have to click the read more button to see it. Just go ahead and you'll see all your options and selections there. Okay. Now, our pick a card reading for the week is for your big, beautiful heart. And I know with the energies that are happening right now, especially coming into a new year, it shifts everything on us. So this is kind of an open question to really help guide you through the things that are really important to you at this time. So how we're going to do this, it's a 2-tier reading, meaning it's going to help it personalize it a little bit more to you. So we're going to do our first choice, which will be this top row, and then we're going to add a second reading, which will be a choice of the bottom row. So for choice number 1, we have the Peace Buddha. For choice number 2, we have the Prayers Buddha, had to check. And choice number 3 is our Manifesting Buddha. Now, you choose that as one of your main readings. And down below, you're going to add either choice A, which is the no here, or choice B, which is the no see. So kind of representing things that we maybe can't hear right now, or we aren't hearing, or that we're having trouble seeing. Okay, so as always, take your time, pause the video if you need, take a few breaths and really get yourself settled. Always choose whichever one your heart is drawn to, and if you want more than one card pick, then that is perfectly fine. As always, you make your selection, and I'm going to get us ready for our first reading. Hi everyone, this is for group 1 who chose our beautiful little Peace Buddha. We will put them over here. So these are our A and B choices, so you can just kind of absorb the energy of that and decide what you want. And we are going this way. Expansion. I like that card right off the gate. That's a nice card to have. Oh, okay. And we have Infinite Possibilities, which if you see below, it is a Master number 11. Okay. Nice. And we have the Doves card. Nice. And the Consciousness card. Okay. You know, it's kind of funny when I look at these two together. Both of these two are from the Path of the Soul deck. And it's funny but not funny, more than coincidence, that they're both rainbow colored. Like we've got a lot of, it feels to me like a lot of energy centers opening up. And I know if you don't feel like that right now, I understand. However, the Doves card is a card of change. It's talking about shifting from an old cycle into a new cycle. And that really goes along with the fact that this is a time of change for a lot of people in being called more into something that's more authentic to them in their lives, in their heart, and things like that. So that rainbow color, the activation of all of the centers is really prominent with you guys with this change that's coming. Now I'm just getting us out 2 more cards here. Actually, I'm going to take this one right off the top, and I'm taking one extra for you guys. Okay. Always do what I'm told. I've learned to be a good girl, right, guys? This is beautiful, you guys. So I know why now. This was the gifted card. Take flight. And caretaker. Okay, this just brings this whole reading together as far as I'm concerned, and I'm actually going to start with this one here. So with the caretaker card, you know, this one is it talks a lot about boundaries, about being a giver. And this says to me that you beautiful group who are watching this video, you guys are the ones who are the givers in this world, you know, who enjoy being of service. However, with the caretaker card, sometimes, you know, as we grow up and when we're little in childhood, our wires get crossed somehow, and we come to this belief through the experiences that we have in childhood that we need to overcompensate for this deep feeling of not being lovable or good enough, or that we aren't valuable in some way. And so to compensate for that, we become over givers. And we feel like that's how we will obtain our value, and that's how we will obtain our worth. You know, I will give myself away. I'll remove these boundaries and I'll let people treat me, you know, however they need to or want to, as long as I get something that resembles something kind of like love, even if it doesn't look like love. Okay? And what the caretaker card, especially because we have the consciousness card coming up, and this consciousness card, that to me looks like this brain being infused with this energy, right? And what the consciousness card is talking about is really beginning to do that inner work that you need to do on you, to begin to shift your consciousness, to begin to shift your old perceptions, right? So that it's more congruent with the understanding and all this new knowledge that you've been acquiring coming up into adulthood, right? So the childhood patterns are not matching your adult patterns and your spiritual knowledge that you've gained up to this point. And so one of the things that they're talking about is learning how to set boundaries, to realize that you will not lose the love of other people, that it will give a structure for you to have a safe place to be and experience yourself and the world, but also that these dynamics that are playing out in your mind from childhood are not relative or real even. It's not even real. And what I mean by that is it's a story of you, but it's not the real you. And it's about beginning to see that through the relationships that you're having, and where you might be over giving to people and giving yourself away, and having a difficult time saying no, right? And so this is about doing that work to begin to learn how to set boundaries, learning how to say no, how to say this doesn't work for me, and learning how to do that from your heart, from a place where it's not confrontational. It's simply just honoring your own self, because the caretaker is that we didn't learn how to honor ourselves and to love ourselves. And so this is about going through that process. And I feel like that's a lot of what the Doves card is talking about, because, I'll hold it up nice and close. Again, we have all this rainbow energy. So this is a full body activation, like, a full engagement of yourself in this. And with these two doves, they seem to be connected by the tail. And, doves represent love, and that would be talking in relation to relationships and this caretaker card and how you're conducting your relationships. But it's also a symbol of peace. Doves are a symbol of peace. And I feel like it's talking about making this shift, like you're cycling from what you've been in up to this point into something that is more congruent to your heart and brings more peace into your life, and even like literally peace of mind, right? Where there's less busyness, where that little hamster in your head that runs that wheel 24/7, just like, an exhausted hamster, and having more peace within yourself and more acceptance and active participation with your life to get it into the way that you would like your life to be expressing itself. Now, the other cards that are sitting here, we have the Infinite Possibilities card, and sometimes it's difficult to see on video, but these are like energy swirls or spirals here and here. And then we have the infinity symbol. And if you notice, this is green and purples, which is the heart chakra, and up here in the crown chakra. And with that Infinite Possibilities card, it is saying that the only limits that are here in your life are the limits that you're placing on your own self. And, this is like a message from the universe saying to begin to expand your idea of what is possible. This card actually in the booklet, it talks about how our daydreams, when we just let ourselves kind of drift off, those things that we daydream about or fantasize about, they are little clues for us as to what it is that really truly brings us joy, or where our heart would really like to be. And the Infinite Possibilities card is saying, begin to examine those things. And not only that, but those daydreams, those fantasies, is actually a key component to manifesting the very things that you want out here in the world. So, this is like a twofold message about really honoring your heart and what you truly, truly want, not what you think you should want, because that's what the world tells you should, right? It's about being authentic here, guys. Now, with the expansion card coming out along with the Infinite Possibilities, that tells me that this change that you're going through is one that's going to expand your circle in some way. And what I mean by that is the expansion card is very much a social card. And it's funny because you have two social cards from two different decks sitting in this reading. And so this card is talking about being involved in social circles in some way, of getting yourself out there. So, anything that brings you more support, peace, joy, think doves here, is a place to look, because that kind of social support is what's important for you. And there is something about you getting out there, if you know what I mean. Because the Take Flight card, now this is you, this big beautiful butterfly, and it is actually made up of these thousands of little tiny butterflies, these golden butterflies that all interlink. It actually looks like a chain link fence. And that is talking about making connections out in the world with other people. So you have two cards that are talking about you getting out there, you being more social. And I feel like that's a big part of what initiates this change, and to help you to learn these lessons that they're talking about around your boundaries and your space, and learning to give and to receive, because the caretaker card is also that you're a giver on giving mode, and you give to everybody, but when it comes time to you, because of this low self-value and low self-worth, when someone offers you something, to give you something or help you, it's usually, oh, no, that's okay, that's all right. And it's like, no, it's not all right. These are balanced scales, and you know how wonderful it feels when you get to give and help other people. And you are actually giving people a gift when you allow them to give to you, right? So take it from that perspective. So anyhow, back to the Take Flight card. So this Take Flight card, what they're asking you to do, that could even just for now be an online group that is a hobby of something that you enjoy, or some sort of personal growth support, whatever that is, you'll know, trust your heart. Your heart will tell you where to go. But in doing that and getting out, see how this butterfly is connected to this flower, and this flower in the heavens. And it's talking about being fed, nurtured through these social connections. And you see, guys, this last card that's here is the gifted card. And do you see how it looks like, it almost looks 3D. This is amazing fractal. It looks like you could just peel the tape off this present and start to unwrap it. And that is exactly what they're talking about here, is starting to unwrap yourself and starting to see some of the gifts that you have, and some of these really beautiful qualities that you have to offer that you don't even realize yet. You have the ability to see them in everyone else except yourself. And that is talking about that change of consciousness, where you do start to see just how amazing you actually really are, and getting the feedback out in the world from people and in groups, that feedback that goes, oh my God, maybe I am more than what I thought I was, and maybe I am a better person, and maybe I can be loved, so it's this whole growth cycle for you. Now there is another message for you guys right here with either choice A or B, but I'm going to ask if you could take a moment to hit like and maybe subscribe. That would be fantastic. And I will see you guys for either our group A or group B reading. Hi, group number 2. How are you? We will take our little prayer Buddha here and put him with, these are our choices A or B, just so you can still get the vibes of that. And we are going this way. Oh, nice. So, deeper look. Archangel Michael. Okay. This again, there's some talk about boundaries, looking at relationships, looking at the people who are in your lives. I love this one. Footprints. And vibration. See, there's a few cards that for a certain number of readings, they're hot cards. It's like the universe keeps putting them out because there's some message in there that people need to hear. Okay, so we're talking about relationships. We're talking about you, your energy, your vibration, which is usually directly linked to where your mind and your heart are resting, right? what it's focusing on. And just gonna choose us out 2 more cards here. I feel like I need this one and this one. Okay, let's see. Okay, simplicity and prayers. Now I love that that one has come out along with the Archangel Michael card, because to me, what that's saying is that, you know, the prayers card is about realizing that, you know, the universe hears your inner talk. The universe does hear your prayers. And it's so there is that element of like that they are here with you, and through this reading they're trying to answer some of these deeper heart questions. But I also feel like it's another way of saying, you know, Archangel Michael has come into this reading, and you know, a lot of what Archangel Michael is about, besides our expression and voice, like our expression and throat chakra, is that he is about protection and about releasing the people in our lives that we no longer need lessons from, or that the relationship is no longer serving for our growth in a positive way. And so I feel like those of you who have chosen this reading, that you know the who it is that they're referring to with this card. Because the deeper look card is here, to me it just looks like there's a section cut out and we're seeing below the surface into like the programming, the hardwiring. And, you know, in one way they're saying about your own hardwiring, but like actually taking a deeper look at the relationships that are currently in your life right now, and to look at them, you know, as honestly as you can, as to whether you feel like this is serving your highest good as well as their highest good, you know, seeing if there is really a balance in that relationship. And it's about being ruthless in your honesty with yourself. That deeper look card, that's what it's talking about here. And the other thing that came to me when I just put that down was that it feels like it's a lot about looking at what's being said to you. There's something about honesty and whether everything that's being told to you at this time is truthful. I don't know if that won't resonate for every single one of you, but for many of you, I feel like you will, because that message came quite strongly. And it is about really being brave enough to be able to, with love, sever the ties of those relationships that really are no longer healthy for you, and that you know really aren't healthy for the other person as well. And these could be like long-term friendships, or it could be our intimate relationships, and sometimes it's even our family. Like it really is like being truly sincere and ruthless in how you are looking at everything, and really choosing to go deep with that level of honesty with yourself. Because there's something with this footprints card, you see how it looks like 2 little feet making its mark on the world. And I feel like it's kind of talking about there's some relationships here where your behavior changes when you're around this person, that you become a different kind of person than you normally are when you're with people who are loving and supporting, or who are neutral in comparison to how everything about you starts to shift when you're engaged with I don't want to say the wrong person, because that wouldn't be accurate, with particular people. And the footprints card is saying, you know, really take a look in your heart as to what kind of mark it is that you want to leave in this world. Do you want to continue engaging in these relationships where you become like that crazy girl or, obsessive dude or, any of these behaviors that you really don't like about yourself, that isn't really true to who you really are. And, when we're in these kind of relationships, we say things that we really don't mean. We do things we really don't mean or intend to do. And this is about saying, look at the mark that you want to leave on the world. Look at the mark that these people are leaving on your world. And what kind of mark do you want to leave on their world, right? And through that, I feel like through that introspection and really taking the time to sort this out, that it really starts to literally clear this energy up in your heart. Archangel Michael is about cutting those ties, and it feels like there's a lot of release that's happening for you guys, that can happen for you guys. And especially with the vibration card being here, because this center is like you, this magnificent light body, this divine spark that at its core, at your core and your truth, you are divine love. And this is the energy that you carry. And it's talking about being mindful about the energy that you are, that the energy of you and how it impresses out into the world and what kind of impression you're making out in the world. But I feel like, with that Archangel and Footprints card being here, that it's also talking about becoming that expression energetically, which also will translate through your actions, your words, your choices, decisions, stuff like that, to really become in alignment. There's the word authentic comes up with you guys a lot, and to what's really true to you, to being the expression of you that you truly want to be. And I know that relationships and friendships and how they're all interwoven and this, our social circles and things like that, it feels like it could be complicated to remove these people from our lives. And, if this is a family member, especially a family member, but, the one card that's here is the simplicity card. And again, it's all these pinks, and pink is the alternate color for the heart chakra. And so with simplicity card, it's saying it doesn't have to be some convoluted big thing in order for you to begin shifting away, that, that you can begin to back out of the room quietly, just taking your steps and not making a great big scene about leaving. But the simplicity card is saying, just bring it all back to the basics. Does this make you feel good? Does it make you feel loved? Do you feel like you are loving the other in your fullest capacity? Like, what is truly right here for you? Now, this isn't the end of your reading, though. There's another section that's going to address something else, either in relation to this or something else in your life. And that's going to be through our 2 choices. If you like the reading so far, please do hit the like and subscribe, and come join me for our second tier of our reading, and we'll get to it. Hi, group number 3. How are you? We are going to take our beautiful little manifesting Buddha and put him over here with our A and B choices. Okay, so I'm going this way. Okay, so we have Earth Angel. There's a strong message. And I find Earth Angel always comes out for the sensitive souls, the empaths, the service people in the world. Oh, nice. This came out last reading too. This is rewards. Maybe you're being rewarded for being a good little angel. Oh, nice. Path of the soul. And universal connections. Now that's pretty interesting here. Okay. So path of the soul is about your path and your purpose. And universal connections is talking about your own intimate relationship with the universe or with spirit. So I find that like they're actually working together here quite well. I'm just going to get 2 more cards to kind of balance out this reading and see, like this one and this one, what more we have going on here. Oh, knowledge card. So universal connection and knowledge and being an earth angel and fairy magic. Okay. So where do I want to go? Well, we have to start with the Earth Angel card, right? Because that really is the one that's holding the most energy here in this reading. So what this card is talking about is, we have a really difficult time seeing ourselves, and we see ourselves as just somebody. And a lot of the times we see ourselves as just a nobody. And it seems almost like a strange fate that those of us who are like these earth angels, who are empathic and intuitive and sensitive and deeply caring and loving people who feel a deep calling to be of service out here in the world, that it's you guys who go through the toughest times, that you guys get the hardest lessons, but a lot of that happens so that you can go through these life experiences and make it through to the other side better and stronger for it. Okay. And through that process of growth, it like you're acquiring these tools for your tool belt so that when you come along someone else who is now where you'd been, you can go, you know what? I know where you've been. I see what's going on here and I can help you. I have the tool right here, this kind of thing. But the other thing with that Earth Angel card is that when you get that calling, that feeling of needing to be in service, there's usually this very divine connection in what you're doing. Like it's a spiritual calling. Even if the work is mundane, it's a spiritual calling that they need you and your unique energy in a specific area of life, the world, or whatever, to help balance those energies out. And with the Path of the Soul card, you see how, imagine that if we were teeny tiny and we were inside the spinal column, this would be the spine and this would be the rib cage, right? And this is talking about this process of ascension, which is to come to the light, which is the awareness of who we truly are. And it's talking about the path that we each individually choose to walk in this lifetime, to have these experiences, to bring us ultimately through many lifetimes to this greater awakening to the truth of who we are. And with the Universal Connections card being there, I'm having a hard time getting it up. With the Universal Connections card being there, that is talking about really becoming aware of your personal relationship with the universe. And there's a lot to do in this card with writing. And it's talking about, journaling, getting the stuff out of your mind, clearing out the excess, and to really explore, like writing about what you feel your connection with spirit is, and writing down any messages that come to you, whether they are through the mouths of other people, or messages, you just see a billboard somewhere and it has 2 words and you're like, oh, that's a message for me. So it's talking about, writing down those synchronicities and that sort of thing, but also writing down where you feel like your heart is telling you that you need to go, and especially to writing down the stuff that your mind likes to refute and disagree and argue with, as far as what you're being asked to do spiritually. Because I'll tell you from experience, not only in my own journey, but from literally doing thousands of readings now, that when we are really connecting to the universe and connecting into really coming into our path and our purpose, that is when our minds really start to kick up and really up the ante on you can't and you're not good enough and you'll never even see why you can't, because blah 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 blah. And so there's a lot about writing this process out so that you can see the progression of your journey here. Okay. Oftentimes, for those of you who get this card, it is related to the earth angel energy, and that in some way, whatever that writing leads to, for many of you, it will actually be that the writing progresses into bringing through spirit's messages, or even writing really beautiful poetry or stories that help people escape or teach them deeper lessons, or the channeling idea. Because the other card that's sitting here is the knowledge card. And do you see how we have this outline of this human person here? And at the head is this beautiful crown chakra that's just blooming open. And this energy is pouring into the crown and out through the person. And that is talking about, one, your spiritual connection that the Universal Connection card is asking you to write about. But it's also talking about being intuitively guided on your path, even if it's hard for you to see that is actually happening at this time. But the big part with this is that this often comes for those who are here to teach others. And that could be directly intentionally teaching or unintentionally teaching. Just like even the way that I do readings, I convey a lot of information and knowledge to people. It's not my intention, it's just how spirit works through my brain. And so this is talking about you guys being one of these little light workers, so to speak, who are here to work under the direction of the real boss, and to bring through this knowledge and wisdom, whether that's around healing or life, or could be so many thousands of areas. But it's really about getting solid in this, you guys. And what I find kind of funny is that the fairy magic card came out in all of this. Now, with this fairy magic card, the biggest message with this card is that you need to lighten up on yourself. There's something about your being hard on yourself. Often we're being a taskmaster, or we're pushing ourselves too hard. We're not taking the time to just allow ourselves to enjoy life, or to just enjoy a moment, or to enjoy ourselves. That we have so much going on up here that we're like it's almost like just kind of choking ourselves out with all this pressure that we're putting on ourselves. And it's asking for you to lighten up. Now, this is only the first part of your reading. There's more to it that they're going to talk about in either A or B. So before you make your choice, maybe just take a moment to hit the like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in just 1 second. Hi, Group A, how are you? Okay, so this is the second half of your message. Oh. Okay, we have Birth of Angels, and this is a master number 44 here. This is quite a powerful card, you know. And okay, self-talk, number 36. There was another card talking something about that in one of the previous readings today. So, big thing is self-talk. How are you talking to yourself? What is your inner voice? Who is your inner voice? Right? Now let's just get one more card so we have the full context. That's it there. Power card. And this is all about you being in your power. So I do feel like I need to go to this self-talk card. Okay, so do you see how it looks like this set of lips here? And then there's these teeth, but the teeth go inward into the center of you. And it's like you have these sharp, chomping teeth that are biting in on yourself, that your words are biting, that your thoughts are biting. And I mean, there's a lot of times where the way that we treat ourselves and the way that we talk to ourselves is it's so common every day for us that we don't even realize just the degree of unloving self-talk that we conduct in here every day. And this card is really asking you to begin to become conscious of that voice inside of you that is talking you down, that is talking you small. It's talking you right out of being in your power. And, you know, when it comes to personal empowerment, we are the source of our power. No one else has the ability to remove our power or to give us power. We either take it or refuse it, right? And with that card, especially with the self-talk card, it's like the universe is saying you need to get this under control. You need to restore yourself into the true sense of where your real power comes from. Your true power does not come from your mind, your thoughts, your thinking. Your true strength comes from being present in the moment, in your heart, out of the thinking mind. And that's when you become the truest experience of yourself. And that's how we can begin to have a experiential experience of our own divinity, which is love, pure unconditional love, which leads me to the Birth of Angels card. Because with all of this self-talk and closing, it's literally closing yourself off from your heart and from your power. And with the Birth of Angels card, I wish you guys could see way down here into the depths. It, in the fractal program, it goes for infinity, and it is all these beautiful angels are rising up to the surface. And this card comes when we are feeling innately alone in the world, feeling like we have no one here with us. And this card is saying, you absolutely do. You are not alone. It feels like they dropped us off and just said, see ya, sayonara, I'll see ya in 90 years. And the universe is here with you. It is guiding you, but it's not in the way that your mind wants. It's in the way that our souls agreed to before we came. And so I really feel like with you guys that there are messages coming here for you from spirit, and that This talks about coming through a difficult time, whether that's depression or sadness or anxiety, any of those stress sort of emotions, and coming to a place of healing, and really through that healing, watching how it is we talk to ourselves, getting down into our heart, and really becoming a place from within our own power. And I feel like this really connects to all three of the readings' previous choices here, that you guys are not alone in your journey, okay? And I really feel like you're going to see some of those messages here soon. You guys have some work to do, but you have some amazing things coming up for you. Amazing things. Now, this is just a general reading. If you would like a reading that's specific to you to really help you on your path, I am available for personal readings, and all my info is right here, right below the video in the video description. And please do hit the like, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I wish you guys all the love in the world. I will see you again soon. Take care. Hi, Group B. Here we go. Part 2. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, this one hasn't come out in quite some time. I'm excited. So we have Nurturing Universe. And I wish I could just stick it onto the camera so you could see all the amazing detail. Oh. So we have the Intimacy card here. All right. So I'm just noticing this now. So Nurturing Universe, I'm trying to scooch you up. There's 2 spirals spiraling out here, and all through here, there's all these light spirals, energy, just like this one, thousands of them all throughout it. And here in the Intimacy card, there's more little spirals going into the infinite center of this, and it looks like a rose. So the Intimacy card is a relationship card, and a lot of the times it's talking about our intimate relationships, like such as lovers and partners and things like that. But we can also experience deep intimacy with our best friends and the people that we feel safest with. And I was only going to draw one, but here we go. Drawing the second card because they told me to. Oh, okay. And we have the Storm card, which is actually a good card. Just hold on. And Feline. Okay, this is amazing. Okay, I totally understand what the story is, what they're saying here. So with that Nurturing Universe card, this usually comes when we can feel almost bitter or angry at the universe for some of the really difficult experiences that we go through, because depending on our level of consciousness and understanding, it's hard to know or realize that we are creating the reality we are experiencing. And a lot of people see that as a shaming, like, see, you created all this crap in your life. And it so is not about that. It's not like anybody consciously chooses, hurtful, painful situations. It's that long ago, when you were just a young, beautiful little child and didn't know any better, you were having situations happen in your life from those who were responsible for loving you and taking care of you and treasuring you, but they didn't do their job right. And in your beautiful little mind, your perception, you perceived that there was something wrong with you. And you took all of this, goes and gets imprinted into your subconscious mind, okay? And that is what's manifesting the trouble outside of us, is all these old beliefs and patterns and records and stories that have been recorded way back in the subconscious mind. And so what can happen in our journey until we realize this that we are creating this, we can sometimes feel like really angry at the universe that this is happening. And I'll be honest, I even go through that, even though I know exactly how I am as a soul, as a divine spark of God creating my reality. I sometimes fall back into that old thinking that, what, screw you guys. I'm so angry that this is happening and it hurts so much. And the nurturing universe is here as a reminder to say that, you are surrounded with unconditional love, and that outside of the story that you are experiencing, and you're so contained within this story of what's happening, the universe is literally surrounding you and supporting you and helping you through this. And so it's like a message of love. That nurturing universe is a message of love. And so I feel like that's where the storm card comes in, because if this is you as the center, there's all this staticky, chaotic kind of energy. And the storm card talks about a storm coming in that breaks up all that chaos and breaks up all that energy. And what an actual storm does, the thunder and lightning rolls in and it crashes and bangs. And after the storm passes, even though it can be scary when the storm is here, when it passes, the air is so fresh, right? You get like smell the freshness in the air, and it's dewy and moist and clean. And that storm card is talking about really situations getting cleared out for you. And it's almost like this loving energy kind of swooping in to help that happen. But the reason that this is happening is because it is about, you really starting to experiencing a healthy, deeper intimacy in your relationships with the people in your lives, or with new people in your lives. Okay, new people that are coming in. The other thing that I really am feeling with this card, that it is in one way asking you to, with the right people, to begin to allow yourself to experience a deeper intimacy. And by that, meaning allowing yourself to share more of your story, more of your process, more of what you're going through. Because a lot of the times we tend to pull back and pull away and think nobody's going to understand and nobody's going to know what I'm going through. But then when we start to talk and share it, it's like people start going, I know how that is too. And I know how that is too. And, people can relate way more to our difficulties than we realize. Okay. And so this is on one level asking you to really allow yourself to begin to share what's happening for you, so you don't feel so segregated, so alone. And this is an amazing, fantastic card. So we have the feline card. And if you look in there, you can almost see like these two eyes and nose of a kitty cat. And the feline card is talking about making a big leap, a big jump, which is like a big shift or change in your life. And I feel like it's talking about a big change in how you're doing you and how you are experiencing your relationships, and really gaining more supporting, loving relationships where you're safe to open up and you allow yourself to open up and share your life, your story, your process. You'll know what's right to share with other people on whatever level. Now, this is a group reading. If you would like a personal reading that is much more detailed to you about your path and your purpose, I am available for personal readings, and all the information is right here below the video. And please do hit the like button and subscribe, because I have videos coming up often. And I want to say, you guys, hold on, some amazing things are coming your way. You're making big changes here, okay? I love you. I hope you guys do very well. I will see you again very soon. Take care.